We're taking a deeper look at how your tax dollars are being spent on overtime for Portland police officers. During a Labor and Workforce Committee meeting, Portland City councilors learned the Portland Police Bureau worked thousands of hours of overtime on staffing demonstrations this past year. A spokesperson for the police union says this was an important move for the community. One city councilor says the money should have been spent elsewhere. K2's Tanvi Verma joins us from Central Precinct. So Tanvi, so we can better understand this, what kind of data were they looking at?
Well, Deb, they looked at the past 3 fiscal years. That's not calendar years. This past fiscal year started in July, and it's not over yet. So to get a fair comparison, they looked at the same parts of each fiscal year.
A lot more of an increase.
The overtime numbers for the last 3 fiscal years are in, and the data shows that police officers are still working tens of thousands of hours of overtime, receiving 1.5 times their pay. While the amount of overtime has roughly stayed the same overall, the big change is in how it was spent. This fiscal year, about 15,000 of those hours were spent on staffing demonstrations.
We cannot pretend that in 2020, during that election, that we did not have, events that led to the loss of billions of dollars to our city, both just economically, but also through direct cost. And so leading into this presidential election, it was essential and vital, and really the community was asking for us to staff up. That we've seen when we do staff up, just our mere presence does distill those events.
All this while being chronically short-staffed.
And again, just what we have available on a day-to-day basis is, 400 officers less than we had 20 years ago.
District 2 councilor Sameer Kanal says the overtime dollars could have been spent elsewhere.
Our entire annual crime prevention program's budget is less than what we spent in a couple of weeks on demonstration-related overtime. And I pointed out that because of the way protest movements evolve, there weren't the types of protests that we had seen in the past.
I just spoke with the president of the police union, and he was saying that they had to staff demonstrations so much more because in the post-2020 world, there was a lot more concern about potential destruction. What would you say to that?
Well, I think, all of us talk to different parts of the community. I do a lot of community engagement events. And I think what I'm hearing from folks is that they want their public dollars to be spent well and to see results from those expenditures.
And what makes this issue especially important is the fact that the city is facing millions of dollars in budget cuts. Tomorrow, we'll be getting more information on what departments could be looking at how high number of cuts, and we will let you know whether that affects this place. Reporting live in downtown, Tanvi Verma, K2 News.
Tanvi, thank you.